Hello, I am Daniel Littlewood. I am a Level 4 comic and concept art student at Leeds Arts University. This is my Studio Brief 2 reflective journal. The first section is my role and my contributions. When we all first met as a group, we first decided as a group what roles we needed. We then told each other what roles we wanted to do, and we all decided together as a group on who got what role. This approach seemed fair as everyone got to have their own say on what they wanted to do, and if two people wanted the same role, then we compromised, such as having the character designer being split into two, with one role being main characters and the other being side characters. As our genre was period drama, we also decided to have separate costume designers, as costumes were a major part of our project. We ended up with two costume designers as well, one for the main characters and one for the side characters. Additional roles were created at the time as we decided as a group to pitch an animated film, so we also had roles such as a storyboard artist. The role I got was the character designer for the side characters. As our chosen story was the Flower Elves, I was in charge of designing the 18 aunts. For this project, I chose a role that I was comfortable with. However, I knew we would be drawing costumes that were more complicated and detailed, so I wanted to challenge myself in that aspect. Overall, I feel this went well as I felt I was able to pull my weight on this group project and I was able to use my groupmates' costume designs and convert them into a more animator-friendly style to fit the context. Additionally, I also created the logo used in the final presentation and the concept posters. I stepped forward and offered to do this when I was waiting on the costume designs, as I noticed there was no logo yet. If I were to do this again, I would try and manage my time so that I could show my work to the group sooner and have more time to receive feedback and make changes based on what my groupmates have suggested. This worked well with the logo as I was able to finish it before we had our final presentation, so I was able to make tweaks and changes based on my groupmates' suggestions. The next section is the group's response to Studio Brief 1. As a group, I feel we responded to the brief well in the end, but we never had a specific group pipeline in place for the project. We had a group chat where we communicated our ideas and gave updates on how our contributions and research were going, but due to our own schedules, we were only able to meet as a group in person 2 times, and even then, some members didn't show up. We had a group member that didn't attend both pitch presentations and didn't speak much in the group chat. Additionally, we didn't have a timeline in place. We used the final presentation as a deadline to show what we wanted to show in the pitch. However, overall, I feel we worked well as a group as we were able to adapt our art styles to blend with each other and to fit the chosen style we chose, and research together as a group, and in the end, it was satisfying seeing our work come together as we put together a final presentation. In the end, I would be open to collaborate again as I would like to build more experience working in a team as many roles in the industry require working collaboratively. This next section is my emerging career focus. Over this year, I have really enjoyed the different types of briefs and trying to approach them in my own signature way. What I think worked well in my projects this year was how I broke down each brief and worked on them step by step instead of trying to tackle the whole thing at once. By doing this, I was able to avoid overwhelming myself, which would make me procrastinate on starting work. Throughout the course, I have discovered how useful using real-life references was to my projects, and I pushed myself to using them more in my work. For example, I used them mostly in my comic project last semester. For soft skills, I think I excelled the most in balancing workload as I had to somehow balance uni work and my other job. This next section is my action plan for level 5. Even though in the last slide I mentioned balancing work and uni, I still feel it needs more improvement as in the recent semester I found myself prioritizing my job over my uni work. Another area I feel I need to focus on is responding to feedback as I had received grades this year that have disappointed me. I think to combat this next year I will need to communicate more with my tutors if I need further explanation on any feedback I get. What I feel I excelled in was giving my work my own signature style. For example, I approached the Playtime is Over script wanting to give it a more light-hearted comedic route with more cartoon violence, and I feel like I achieved that. Additionally, I feel with the group project at the end of the semester, my team working skills got better as I was able to work on communication. As for my technical skills, I feel I need to focus on human anatomy more to make my characters feel less stiff. I also need to work on perspective for my backgrounds as that was a weak area for me during the year. I think I will achieve this by focusing on live drawing and putting more time into working on environments during my projects next year. Thank you for watching. That is the end of my reflective journal.